press this button. And
You sound really
here.
flat.
Shut up. And I go here. All right. Oh, you want me to beef it up? All right. Hold on.
Don't be in it.
60, 59.
I'm not saying anything else.
The countdown 57.
To the
Slade
and
Mayson show. 55, 54. This continues to be
This
a countdown
continues
to the
to
Slade
be
and
a
Mayson
countdown
show.
to the Slade and Mayson show.
49.
Is that better?
40. You're listening to the countdown to the
Ah,
Slade and Mayson
so.
show. 45, 44, 43. This is the continued
Tell you,
countdown
that's
to
good
the
in a while,
Slade and
man.
Mason
40.
show. 39, 38. Right now,
37.
You're listening
36,
to the countdown
35,
to the Slade and
34,
Mason show.
well,
33. This
You
guy
were
is so
saying that
good
he's right.
as you're
31,
listening to the countdown
30,
to the Slade and
29,
Mason show.
28,
27. This,
26,
of course, the
25,
countdown to the Slade and
24,
Mason show.
23, 22.
We continue
21,
now with the countdown
20,
to the Slade
19,
and Mason show.
18,
17. Stand by
16,
as we are now
15,
delivering the countdown
14,
to the Slade
13,
and Mason show.
12, 11,
Yes,
10.
This is our countdown
9,
to the Slade and Mason
7,
show.
6,
Are you
5,
ready?
4,
No turning back.
3, 2, 1.
Now broadcasting from the Dan Mason Studios, deep in the heart of Virginia. It's the Slade and Mason Show.
Hi, I'm JD Slade.
I'm Dan Mason.
And
this
we're
is the Slade and
back.
Mason show. We're back. Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Art Garfunkel.
And I'm Paul Simon. And this is Simon and Garfunkel. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Wait, I'm going to go sign a deal with a movie maker. I'm going to make millions. Bye, Paul.
Yeah, let me know how that works out, Art.
Like a
I think the last
prince.
was when they did that Three Stooges movie.
No, did they really? Oh, no. All
No,
right.
No, I'm
All right, here we go. The Slade and Mason show is all
All right,
about
get-
you and us. I'm doing the disclaimer. What?
Oh, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
You got some echo over there. The Slade and Mason show is all about you and us. It's like a radio program where we share with you news stories and things you see throughout the week. It is our take
Now,
on
first
it.
off, like there's not one truthful sentence that he has said in the last 4 sentences, so go keep that in mind.
Next statement. Basically, we're just saying things that you're thinking you'd never hear on the radio. We're just
That's
having
true.
some fun. Don't take it too seriously. Just enjoy. All the music you listen to is brought to you by Dana Music, unless I tell you otherwise. Check out our Instagram page. See a picture from 2016. Don't forget to tell your friends, neighborhood cops, people you see in the street. Openly admit. It's like a problem. The
Right.
first step is admitting the problem. That you listen to the Slade
Admitting
and
the
Mason
problem.
show. That's right. We are brought to you by
Don't
Icy.
be
We are brought to you by Icy Something Icy Treats, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Anything
Oh,
new?
yeah.
What's up?
Oh, that was good. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you may or may not be aware of, it's like I was gone for quite a while, and poor Dan was left here to his own devices to try this podcast. I'm going to give you an A for effort and not much else. But I was in the hospital, and let me just tell you something. I was in 2 hospitals, actually, because I was in one hospital for, I think, 9 days.
Mhm.
I lost 14 pounds in 9 days.
That's not good.
And the reason is because, well, number one, the last podcast that you and I did, I had a tough time getting through it. So as a matter of fact, I drank a cup of coffee while we were doing this. And I'm telling you, for the next hour and a half, I was trying to throw that thing up.
Oh, wow.
So I was going to meet my doctor later that afternoon, and I went home and it just was not working for me. And I called Brenda and I said, listen, we got to roll. And so it's like I called, no, my doctor called me and said, well, listen, I'm at the office. I said, well, I'm on my way to the hospital.
Hmm.
So what happened was, we talked about this earlier because it's like I had gotten a callus on the side of my foot, and we have been watching this. Once the callus set, then it started to break down the skin. Once we started getting a breakdown, then we got an infection. So that's where all that was. But the problem I have is the healthcare system is a mess. I mean, it is just, and I don't know why, because as much money as is thrown into the healthcare system, they're either not managing the money right, or it's like, because there is so much confusion and so much, well, there's lack of people. It's like they've actually laid off people and let people go, when actually we need more doctors and more nurses and more people who are going to work in hospital than ever before.
Yeah.
But let me stop that, because, like I said, that's one other soapbox I could get on.
Mm-hmm.
But what I found out is I was in this hospital, like I say, for 8 days. And the reason that I could not take in any food, because they gave me these oral antibiotics, and me and oral antibiotics do not get along. Not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it ripped my guts out. So then they finally had to put a PICC line in so that I could take them intravenously, and it would, bypass the stomach.
Why don't you tell people a little bit of what a PICC line is for those who are not?
What a PICC line is that they install this. Well, it is a line, and it's quite a. When she pulled it out, I couldn't believe how much was actually in there. But the thing of it is that it is so that they can feed or draw blood from the arm without having to have to keep poking it and sticking it and such.
Yeah.
So I I guess it was day 3. Now, here's the problem with hospital stays and me, and I think with a lot of people, a hospital stay is kryptonite, because your body just falls apart, again, because you're laying down. And in this case, I've got the antibiotic PICC line in my left arm. I have a wound vac on my foot that is constantly pumping and drawing poisonous substances out of my body, but it's still. Now, the PICC line is, and then I have this wonderful boot, which has my toes sticking out, but nothing else. So now you got to make sure that you get the vac pump in there and not have it disturbed, because if it gets disturbed, then it makes all kinds of noise and yada yada yada. All right, so I'm still trying to figure out whether I can eat, because I am starving, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, I am starving. So it's like I looked and they had something and they brought it to me. It looked like a big Charleston chew. I mean, it's like I bit into it and I knew that there was egg in there somewhere, and I think there was a piece of bacon somewhere, but I mean, it was like, help. And then when I threw it down, and it went clang.
like army rations or something.
I'm telling you, yeah, that's exactly right. It's like they pulled them out of K rations. So, all right. So then I'm still moving on here, and it's like, and I'm trying to eat. I can't do that. It's like, again, and modesty. I talked about this after I lost my leg a few years ago. There's no such thing as modesty in the hospital.
Nope.
You're in this, you're in this flowing gown that has no back. And if you're in the position that I'm in, because you have to shift, because I don't have my leg on, so you have to shift, and it's like, and you got to make sure you position yourself. And I mean, you don't want to be calling anybody to help you do that, especially these little skinny nurses that they had. I mean, I'm a big dude. and he's going to send me someone a $1.05, dripping wet. Yeah. Yes, sir. We'll help you up right now. No, we're not going to go through that. I did that once, got the t-shirt.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I'm in this hospital another 5 or 6 days. And then I'm told, well, now we're going to transfer you to the other one. Now, before we get any further, I'm not going to mention the doctor's name. I'm not going to mention where he's from, but I had a doctor come in to change the dressing on the foot that had the infection. And he took the wrapping off and he took a look at it. All right. The next day when he came in, he said, well, they don't have a bed up at this hospital, but we can get you into this hospital. We could have that leg up by Thursday. Oh, no, he did not.
Civil War what? Civil War what?
Hey, now here's the catch. There are tests that you need to know before you talk about chopping off somebody's foot. Vascular tests so that they can find out if you've got blood flow going to your extremities. Nobody had done a vascular test. And it's like, and when they did, they found out, they opened it up, man. It's like, I'm bleeding like a stuck pig. Now, okay, when I get this news from this physician, I'm panicking, man, because I've already done that once.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I can do this again. So I called my primary care and I said, man, it's like, he's talking about cutting off my damn foot. He said, what? He said, I'll get back to you. Well, first off, I never saw that doctor again.
But I did see him walking through Culpeper with a hacksaw the other day, so maybe he's got a new line of work. I don't know, maybe.
But it's like, but I thought, but I
and a soldering iron. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I learned something from that too, though, Dan. It's like, when you're in the hospital, especially if you're in the hospital for a while, you get beaten down. You're tired of being there. You're tired, and it's like, and when somebody says, "Hey, here's the answer," it's real tempting to think, that will end all of this. But no, we took another route, and like I said, I never saw that doctor again. So then I'm on the journey to the next hospital. Oh my! Now we have to have teaching hospitals because that's where the next generation of doctors come from. Blah blah blah.
Yep.
But this one, whoa, bedside manner, stinko.
Were they walking around with textbooks in their hands?
Or what?
Were they walking around with textbooks in their hands?
Yes. and again, and so, I mean, I just, yeah.
Is this guy going to be on the test?
Like I say, I've really seen more doctors than I care to see. And I know that I have still a few more that I've got to see, but man, yeah, don't go to the hospital, ladies and gentlemen. Really don't. Just say, nope, I'll tell you what, I'll take my chances.
Oh my gosh. And I keep reminding people, go ahead.
Because I think you really are taking your chances by going to local hospitals.
But
like I say, the medical profession is in a mess, man. It's like the health system is just a terrible shambles.
But the thing you point out, and you mentioned the fact that you go in and make a recommendation, you could think, wow, this is probably like the best route to go. But again, in the end, people don't realize it. It is your final decision. A doctor is nothing more than you with a big brain. Okay, you're accessing this big brain. If you want to go this route, they're going to go the route. If you want to go this route, they're going to go that route. They're not going to say, nah, I don't want to go that route. They're going to okay.
And he was very matter of factly, and that just told me that he is clinical about how he works. It's like again, this is what we see. Okay, this is what we're going to do.
Yep.
But again, like I say, without that incredible amount of testing that is needed to find out how the vascular blood flow goes, you would be making a big mistake, and I would be sitting here with no feet.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm morbid, man. It's like, geez.
Yeah.
But I'm angry because, and this is the other thing. You would think with all the money that these hospitals get, you would think they would find some way to serve some decent food. I found out that, hell, even the nurses and doctors don't eat at the hospital.
Nope.
They go down the street.
Yep.
I mean, it's like, so, yeah, you could do better. It's like, I don't even know. I think they get this, like, industrial sized loaves of bread, that you would probably give to an army base. I mean, it's like, how do you mess up toast? They found a way. Found a way.
Well, yeah. They're commercial. It is commercial. Yeah.
Toward the end of my stay, it's like I learned that I could eat a salad every once in a while. But even that got to be really
Yuck.
I wanted some food and I knew I couldn't eat it. Oh, it was awful. It was awful.
You know.
So I finally get out
Go ahead.
after 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I finally get out and see I'm an idiot. I'll be the first to admit it. When you're in the hospital and when you come out, you know, your body is just totally broken down.
Mm-hmm.
And me, the idiot that I am, thought, well, you know what? I can go back to work.
No.
I went to work 2 weeks sooner than I should have. And I'm telling you, Dan, I suffered. I suffered through those 2 weeks because the first week, it was like, okay, I can do this. And I was still like, every time I looked up, I was running to the toilet. And it was like, wow. It's like, and then I have to tell you this, you're going to love this. Boy, we really missed you. By the way, tomorrow, so-and-so is coming to record the talk show. And Thursday, so-and-so is coming in to record.
Your calendar's full. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you very much. You know, I'm like, okay. So like I said, I came back 2 weeks too soon because the second week, it got a little easier, but it was still, some of it was a drag, you know, again. And then it's like they took me off all the antibiotics, the PIC line,
mm-hmm.
and they gave me this antifungal something or another. Yeah. And as I was making the transition, it was starting to do funny things like I felt like an eraser instead of the pencil. You know what I mean?
Yeah. God.
I mean, dull, just dull.
Yeah.
And I talked to the physician and he was like, well, you know, this is the amazing thing. We've never had anybody say this. Well, I'm telling you, it's happened to me.
Well,
because they do. They talk to you like you're an idiot, and they talk to you like you're making stuff up. Like, I got time to be playing this game.
Yep. There's something called a human biome study. Do you know about this at all?
No.
Okay. Essentially what they do is, and this leads on to what's happening to you, because they took 400, 200, 400, it was some even number. They took a group of people that were self-aware as being in really good physical shape, right? I mean, they tested them. They took blood pressure tests. They even had people like, oh, sorry, I see some dental work that needs to be done. Come back to us in about 2-3 weeks. After they did that, they would swab like 20 some odd different areas of their bodies and check for different bacterias that are growing on your body. And they thought, well, of these 200 to 400 people, it's all going to be the same because they're all in perfect shape. Their body's perfectly registering. And guess what they found out?
None of them were in shape.
No, they were all in good shape, but not two of them had the same biosignatures. Like this one had a bacteria from something else. This guy had a bacteria from somewhere else, but all in different spots, all in different, like there are 4,000 different bacteria. So you're taking this anti-fungal. You may need that inside your system, in your gut, whereas the other 3,800 people they tested didn't need it, and you need it, so that you're messing up your biome. Anyway, so little side story. Sorry, guys.
I mean, take a look at my. I never ever thought I was going to be one of those old people who had lots of medicine bottles.
Oh no, are you one of those?
Oh my God. I think I have like 7 or 8 medicine bottles.
Are you a chemistry set now?
Yeah, I am a chemistry set. And I got 3 of those little 7-day pill carriers.
Oh, God. This is my lithium. This gives me energy.
It's like they got my name down at CVS. and the thing of it is, though, to bring the point I was bringing up is it would be one thing if this was some great stuff, but this ain't crap. This is nothing. This is to balance out this and to keep this even. It's like there's no fun to it.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think I mentioned to you before, my dad probably about 10 years before he passed, he was up to like 16 different medicines every day. And I said, Dad, what the hell is all these 16? He goes, well, I take number 1 because I need, for my high blood pressure. Uh-huh. Well, number 2 is to counteract the reaction for number 1. Well, what's number 3 for? Well, that counteracts reaction number 2. Well, what's number 2 then? Well, I got to take 3 to counteract 2 and 4 and all the way up to 16. I'm like, hey, Dad, yeah, why don't you get rid of all those and drink more red wine? And sure enough, he did.
I mean, it is. Yeah, it's. I think right now it is 8 different medications, and it's like, holy moly! And it's like, and then of course you have to watch because I can't take them while I was taking the antibiotics because it's like they react to that, and it's like I was sick enough as it was. But I am one tough SOB. I really am. It's like because I pushed through this, and it's like they said, we don't want you walking on that leg.
Okay.
Well, hey, listen, it's like I can't get to work if I can't walk on the leg,
But they were paying you the whole time, right?
They were what?
They were paying you the whole time you were out, right?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I still have 1 more week of vacation, so it's like
no vacation, just sick time, free sick time, sick time.
I already used the sick time.
No, free sick time.
3 weeks of vacation and sick
time.
So I kept 1 week of vacation open, and I'm waiting, man. It's like I tell you what, I'm already starting to feel the itch.
You need some time off. Well,
again, as a matter of fact, here's the weird thing. The week I was in the hospital was going to be my vacation.
Hey, did you have a good time? Did you take any pictures?
Oh, God.
Thank you. Hey, thank good you don't have a souvenir.
Now, here, listen to this. This is irony. Here's irony for you.
Mm-hmm.
I get my vacation week. I go to the hospital. The sales manager gets her vacation week. She goes to Mexico. Where's the justice?
One of these things is not like the other.
Yeah. But the whole point of my rant is that there are some good people, and it's like, and I have a home health care nurse that I think the world of because she's really efficient, and we got off on the wrong foot right off the bat, so it's like, that's why I like her. So, no, it's like, see, again, the instructions were that I wasn't to put any weight on this foot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I say, it's 27 steps from my front door to the radio station's door.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, well, it's 27 steps. Let's go make them. Boom, 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 boom. So, and I've been doing that.
Yeah.
Nobody's griped about it. Nobody's, belly ached about it. So I obviously have not hurt myself in the process.
Mm.
But see, again, they just want you to just sit around and do nothing. And,
no.
Again, atrophy, you can't do that.
You can't. Nope, you can't. All right. Well, let's do this. Let's take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Why?
I know.
Thank goodness for this break. Sadly, however, we will return to the Slade and Mayson Show.
Yeah, I have.
Turn your pod down.
Today in history, September 13th, 509 BC, the Temple of Jupiter Optimus Maximus on Rome's Capitoline Hill is dedicated on the Ides of September. Isn't that just awesome? 1541. After 3 years of exile, John Calvin returns to Geneva to reform the church under a body of doctrine known as Calvinism. What an ego. 1788. The Philadelphia Convention sets the date for the first presidential election of the United States, and New York City becomes the country's temporary capital. That because traffic was really bad down in D.C., so 1898. Hannibal Goodwin patents celluloid photographic film, and then later does that movie about his cousin with Jodie Foster. 1956, the IBM 305 Ramic is introduced. It's the first commercial computer to use a disk drive. Had a whopping 5 megabytes of storage. That's got like 4 1/4 floppy disks. Not that anybody knows what a floppy disk is. Hey, come on, never mind. And finally, 1994, the Ulysses probe passes the sun's south pole and sends back a report that says basically, man, is it really hot. I'm Dan Mason, and that's September 13th.
Don't waste your time going to Mackey's or Brimley's. You'll wind up having to go to the dunny for 20 minutes after eating. Their meat can be a dead dodgy. Plus, you'll be risking needing to take a sickie. If you're looking to get your evening tea, you need to set your eyes on a Joey burger from Pouchies, fresh from the Outback. Pouchies. We don't like to call them roadkill. We like to call it nature's reclamation. We have spotters all throughout Australia, spotting a downed boomer or flyer within moments of getting hit by a Ute. The roos are dropped into a giant-sized stubby holder packed with ice and then aired to our facility for processing. The meat is lean, delicious, and really good for you. So if you're ready for the best tasting burger that'll have you returning to us faster than a twice-chucked boomerang, come on down to Pouchies for an amazing Joey burger. Fresh from the road? Come on down to Pouchies. You'll be glad you did.
For reasons I can't even explain, we return you now to the Slade and Mayson Show.
Hi, I'm J.D. Slade.
I'm Dan Mason.
And this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
Okay, that was the kitchen rag. I'm Joe Franklin. Little on with me. Martin Paints. If you need a paint for your home, indoor or out, use Martin Paints. They're really sticky. That was, of course, again, the kitchen rag by the Harold Smart Quartet, and Harold Smart on the Hammond organ, as well as Frank Barron. 78 for you boys and girls.
This portion of the Slade and Mayson Show is brought to you by Icy Something Icy Treats. Sheila Keenan, I went to go. So, okay. You know what? Yesterday, tomorrow, this portion of the Slade and Mayson show.
Wow.
It's brought to you by Icy Send and Icy Treats. So Sheila was starts with an H. It's down by Richmond. I can't remember the name of the town. Anyway, she was there yesterday. Huh?
Hanover.
Yeah, it was Hanover County. Yep. She was down there. They were doing the RVs. There's an RV center down there, and they had races out in the back. And so she set up her booth, and I went down with the kids yesterday. It was really neat. And man, I got to tell you, I got the pina colada, and then she had fresh papaya that was put right on top of it. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I couldn't stop eating it. She's busy talking to me. I'm going, and
a little rum, and you'd have been drunk.
Oh my gosh, you're not kidding. Yeah, I don't care. I wasn't driving. I got more on that to tell you about. A lot of changes have happened since you stepped away. But so it is. It's a big, huge red truck. You can't miss her. Really great treats. She's got this machine is so wild because what happens is you've got this blade made in Italy, and like I said, the ice rotates around it, and this parade of shredded ice comes down in this smooth flow, and they pack it in. They put the flavoring on top. Like I said, some kids like the gummy worms on top to freeze them, and they give you a spoon and a straw, and you are just going to town, man. It is well worth a treat. You can get them a call at 804-617-8827. Really great for birthday parties, corporate events. Like I said, they were there setting up shop for this race area, and the line was it was out there. So it's a really sweet treat. Get it, sweet. Anyway, see what I did there? So www.iceymethhin, leave the G off for goodness sakes, icey.com. Again, they're on Instagram, Facebook, 804-617-8827. That's 804-617-8827. 804-617-8827. I see something, I see treats. And here's the scary thing. Some people have actually come up to her and said, I heard about you on the Slade and Mayson show.
Where are those people? We want names.
Yes. That's what I told her. My bottom jaw dropped. I said what?
See, there we are. See, they're just
some people are listening.
They're just ashamed to admit that they, indulge.
Which
and
tells,
okay. That's fine.
Which tells me, yeah.
People.
But here's the deal. Here's something else that tells me. That means that the numbers that are being reflected on the websites are wrong. There are more people listening to us than are registered, which is nice. Again, 804-617-8827. Call Sheila up. Call her and tell her you want to set up shop. They'll come down, set up the truck, she and her husband Al, and perhaps her niece sometimes when they're really busy. So 804-617-8827. I see something, I see treats. All right. We are out of the break. So Kitchen Rag is in commemoration of today is National Kids Take Over the Kitchen Day.
Oh, God. Well, like I say, yeah, that's good. That's good because I don't have any kids that are going to be coming in and messing up my kitchen. No.
Right. Now, like I said, some changes have happened.
All right, before you talk about your changes.
Go ahead.
Because this is something that we should have done at the beginning of the program.
What?
While I was away, we lost one of our sponsors.
No. It's not the same guy. It's not the same guy.
Oh, yes. August 1st. Wilfred Brimley, gone.
Yeah, but I got some news for you.
He's still here.
Yeah.
I got diabetes.
It's not Wilfred Brimley. I think it's his cousin Walter.
No.
It's not the same Brimley.
No, it is Wilfred.
No, because it's
born
not the same guy.
September 27th, 1934, died August 1st, 2020, St. George, Utah.
Well, his burgers will live on. So
his burgers will live on, but now wait a minute. Again, I want you to just take a moment to think. Again, when we first started this, we needed a sponsor, and Wilbert Brimley just seemed like someone who would represent the company well. He has diabetes and he doesn't care about you.
That's right. He's great. He's great.
Uh,
Put on your
Will-
own black and black something.
That's right. There you go. Wilbur and the guy and Vince, Dick Van Patten. Rest in peace, our buddies.
Yeah, yeah. So sad, so sad. Recent changes.
Okay, now
Here we go. So Monday before last, my daughter Helen drove down to Richmond, Virginia,
I'm sorry.
to the Division of Motor Vehicles
Uh-oh.
to take her driving test
Tweet, 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 tweet.
in a 1994 Toyota Tercel. That looked like it was a 1994 Toyota Tercel.
You made her go all the way to Richmond?
No, that was the earliest. That was the earliest appointment that they had. The next one would have been like December 1st or something like that, local. But so she went down, and it's really weird because they set it up in a parking lot. And so the young lady's like, okay, let's come over here and do this. And then she got to a point where she says, okay, now, oh man, this was rough. You had to go forward, and then they had you back into a parking space. And I'm like, what? I think even I would have to think about how to do that. So yeah, she had to back into a parking space, which she did successfully. She was given 3 minutes and 12 seconds or something like that. And she did it in 2:49 or something like that. And then she had to go around into this little tiny cubby hole area. And then she says, I need for you to do a 5-point turn. And then her face went white and she says, a what? But we've been talking K-turns this whole time. Apparently in Virginia, they call them 5-point turns. So she's like, don't worry about it. Do this. Put your car in this. Back. Turn your wheel this way. Do this. Turn your wheel this way. Do this. Do this. Okay, you're fine. She passed.
All right. Now, many years ago, I was 15 years old, 15 and 8 months. And then 15-8 in Connecticut, you could get your driver's license.
Okay.
So, of course, I did. But it's like I can remember it started out cloudy. And by the time the test was over, we were in a blinding snowstorm.
Nice. Well, it is Connecticut.
Yeah, it is Connecticut. So it's like you're driving down the street, then you make a right turn.
Mm-hmm.
You go, then you make a left turn.
Mm-hmm.
Then you do the Y turn, again, to back into a space.
Mm.
The last thing they make you do, at least when I took the test, was you had to back up a city block.
Oh, my gosh.
Just imagine it is snowing to beat the band. It's like, again, and I'm sitting here in this little Nova, and I'm just thinking, man, I'm going to crash this thing. But you know what? Hey, I learned I can drive in snow. I can drive in snow. So it's like, hey, I pull that off with a breeze. So again, and then we moved to Virginia, and in Virginia, you can't get your driver's license until you're 16.
No.
So it's like, I'm 3 months away from being 16. I'm already driving to school and such. They had, of course, drive.
Oh, so they let you take it over
as part of.
I mean, they let you take your license.
Oh yeah, sure. I just transferred it. Yes, sir.
Nice.
I earned the right to drive. So then it's like I'm getting into of course, driver's ed was part of health and phys ed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when they told me I'd have to take driver's ed, I said, why? I got a license. And they couldn't argue with me. They could not argue with me. Yeah, again. So it's like I ended up going to study hall during driver's ed.
Yeah, sweet. That's when you picked up that girl Clara, and she was. Never mind. We won't get into that.
She gave me the
My
cut off.
My baby love.
No, I leave that to my partner, man. He's the one who's trying to overpopulate the world.
No. Funny you should mention that. There's a story that just came out. This fellow, this is in the Atlantic. I'll actually share it on the website. He is referred to as. Hold on, let me get this right. Hold on. He's referred to as donor 9623. IQ of 160, 4 languages, not a college dropout, and no criminal record. donated sperm and fathered 36 children until they figured out that he had a average to below average IQ. He had he also had mental issues. Oh God. And yeah, so now they're going to go after him for, this is weird, a new term called wrongful birth. For overly flawed DNA. Oh my gosh. What we crazy white people won't do. What?
All right. Okay. Now, you see, I've heard of this. It's like, and this is called genetic picking. So that you can make sure that, oh yeah, just because they have a PhD when they were 14 and, again, blah, blah, blah. That does not mean that the kids are going to be geniuses. Mm-hmm. The kids could be maniacs.
That's right. Well,
and more often than not, because of the way they've been treated, they probably will be.
Well, guess what? These 36 children all have mental issues.
I'm sorry.
I know. It's amazing. So now they're like, is this a bad thing? Is this a good thing? We're like, oh my gosh, people, when you start rolling the dice like that, really get over it. Oh man.
I guess this guy just crapped out. 36 mental
36, yeah, 36 kids, and they all have mental issues.
And I don't mean to laugh at them because it's not their fault.
And it's not. But, and that's the sad story about this. It's just like, is there no vetting out? Do we not verify? I mean, I can't get a driver's license without showing up 16 forms of ID. This guy just walks in and goes, yeah, I'm a genius. All right. Can you go in the back room, please? Here's a jar.
It's there was another man who had this idea that he could probably weed out the worst in society.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, in this case, yeah, you know that guy.
Yeah. The guy with the funny mustache.
Funny mustache. For some reason, he liked blonde-haired people, but he was a brunette.
Yeah. Yeah, he was not blue-eyed.
Aryan. No, he
was not at all. So basically, by his own rules, he'd have to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He'd be the first to go. What are you talking about, man? He looks like a Weinstein.
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go. Here, hop up on this little. I know it's a little warm. Sit up. Go. Jeepers! How do we get down that dark path?
All right. So you were talking about changes. So Helen got her driver's license.
Yes. So now she's driving everywhere. It's great. It's great. I don't have to drive anymore. Be a passenger. It's great. So speaking, but what I would say that the automobile gods were watching out after us because
it was a 94 Toyota Tercel.
Yes. 2 days later, I go up to not Northern Virginia. I go North Stafford. We'll just call it that. I go up to North Stafford to go pick up another barrel for my ale making supply, and I'm driving back. And I'm chit-chatting with a friend of mine, and all of a sudden, the air conditioning goes dead, and the car's just going, and I'm like, well, this is not good. So I quickly put in the neutral, oh, gosh. So I to the side of the road. Brother came by, we towed the car home, and... Yeah. So it was under this distributor, there's a coil that pumps up the voltage.
Right.
After 26 years of use, that coil finally gave out. Now, had that given out down in Richmond, oh my gosh. It wouldn't be till next year before we can go to get a driving test again. Yeah, so like I said, the automobile gods were watching out for us. That was amazing. Hey, you mentioned, I want to go back a little bit. You were speaking of food at the hospital and when you got out. Did you eat anything in particular, like the very first thing that you ate that was like functional? Do you remember?
Let me think.
Did you like stop off at like, McDonald's or Burger King or?
Oh, you mean when I got out?
Yeah, when you got out.
Oh, no. It's like when I got out, man, it's like I came straight home.
So you didn't stop off anywhere and get a bite to eat?
No. It's like, again, because, again, like I say, I'm tethered. It's like I'm attached. It's like, again, it's very uncomfortable to be in this damn thing and have this big weight on your foot and shit like that.
So you have you haven't had a chance to get out and get a decent bite to eat yet?
Oh no, I don't go out. It's like I have it brought in.
Okay, so has anybody brought you anything?
Yes. Oh, listen, let me tell you something.
What was
it's like when my appetite finally started to return.
Mm-hmm. So what was the first
thing I had was a cheeseburger with lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, and fries from the Silk Mill Grill.
Okay. All right. So it's interesting you mentioned that. Cheeseburger. So I don't know if you heard about this, but Burger King in Taiwan has massive crowds out front of their facility.
Oh, rat kebabs.
Yeah. No. It's a brand new variation on the Whopper. Are you sitting down?
Yes.
Okay. You sound scared. Don't be scared.
Yes, because I happen to be a big Whopper fan.
Okay, so you got the Whopper, and then on top of the Whopper, you can have cheese. That's alternate. And then you've of course you put your ketchup and your mayonnaise, and then you put the slices of onions on top, and then the pickle goes on top of that, and then the lettuce goes on top of that, and on top of that you put your Hershey's chocolate syrup on top, and then you close the whole thing up. You lines out the door and around the blocks going for a Whopper with Hershey's syrup on top. So,
oh my God. Yes, we are definitely doomed.
That's the hot one right now. So I'm thinking maybe later today I'm gonna go down to Burger King.
And you're gonna ask for one of those.
And no, they don't have the Hershey syrup. So I'll have to stop off at like Wally World and get a container of Hershey syrup, and then pour it right on top, just like ketchup, and then eat it and see what it tastes like.
Well, you let me know how that is, because I put a lot of combos together. It's like, and that one would not be one of them.
I'm gonna get a vomit bag next to me.
Yeah, you want a barf bag right next to you.
Hey, speaking of food,
barf bags. Okay.
I don't know if you have anything ready this week.
No, as a matter of fact, again, I just wanted to make sure I got here.
Oh, okay. So I'm not gonna play.
That
okay. All right.
Well, I did see some things, but it's been a while though since they really got into it, thanks to lots of other stuff. So
yeah, but no, I've been keeping an eye on it. There's been some weird adaptations out there, and I shared them last week, and I there's no shortage of boredom in these corporate headquarters. Hey, let's make some mayonnaise flavored cookies. Gary, what do you think? Mayonnaise? Is that a good one? Yeah, we had the spiced banana. Oh, gross! It's just
you make up a gross title, man. It's like it makes you sick just thinking about it.
Yeah, I just don't understand.
Is like I say, as my appetite started to return.
Yeah.
See, hospitals will kill an appetite quick. Anyway, there are things that I do love. I love a good club sandwich.
Oh yeah.
I love a good BLT.
Now wait. Your club sandwich. Now, what's your definition of a club sandwich versus a sloppy Joe? A traditional New York, New Jersey sloppy Joe.
Club sandwich has got, it's number one, it's a cold sandwich. First off, you can get the bread toasted, and it's got, of course, you've got 2 different meats and cheeses that make up the sandwich itself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's easy. It's an easy club sandwich.
Yeah. And the slices are thicker, like a turkey slice.
I love chef salads.
Oh yeah.
A good chef salad is worth its weight. And the other thing that I found that I love, and there's only one place in this town that even makes them, and that is a good Reuben.
I have yet to find a good Reuben. Here in
I
Virginia.
found it.
Where? All right, we'll talk offline. Where? But
Yeah, we don't give them any plugs unless they pay for them.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But here's the objection to it. Again, you get a Reuben and fries, and it's like $13.
Oh my gosh! Look, that better be the best fucking Reuben on the planet.
It is pretty damn close to it. I'll tell you what, they take good time, make sure that you got plenty of meat, and again, just
Okay.
But like I say, $13 for a sandwich. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a bit stiff. But again, are they using pastrami or are they using corned beef?
No, they're using pastrami.
Nice. All right. Well, we got off on a tangent. That's no surprise here.
Is that all the
What?
I thought there were more changes. I thought they were like, again, you're going to throw people out of the house, or, again, you're going to take in a woman, something like that.
No. Don't say things like that. Are you out of your mind? Oh, jeez, won't you do that one there? But hey, but you know what? We may be experiencing the end of the world. Just so I mentioned that. Yellowstone Park, yeah. Apparently, there were 100 earthquakes in like almost half a nanosecond. Let me take a look here real quick. This was an interesting little article. I will post this up there. In 24 hours on Thursday, the United States Geological Survey announced that Yellowstone National Park had over 100 earthquakes, with some maxing out at 4.4. But don't worry, everybody. It's fine. It'll be there for the next 100,000 years.
It's like, that's pretty steep. That's a pretty stiff earthquake.
I know. So,
hey, Yogi. Hey, boo-boo. We better find us another place to live.
I'll tell you, when that pimple pops, man, we're gonna have to find something else to do on this planet, because that sucker, it's gonna be I don't know.
I'm gonna sell life insurance.
How do you feel? Oh, okay, never mind. Bye. How you feel? Where do you live? Oh, North Dakota. I got some bad news for you. I hope you like it warm. Huh?
Dun, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum. The NFL has returned. Ba-dum, ba-dum, dun, 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 dun,
I didn't know it was gone.
ba-dum. And guess what?
What?
I got my wish. There is no longer a Washington Redskins football team.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? I mean, wow.
It's now
What a world.
Washington football team.
The Washington ball team.
The football team.
Football team.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
I mean, that's about as descriptive as they are.
Hey. And then of course, Dan Snyder's now got people saying, it's like those people looked at me kind of funny and talked to me the wrong way. It's like, I think we ought to sue them.
Oh, no.
Buddy. Yeah, we going into court, buddy. We going to court.
No, can't do that. That would not be that's not appropriate at this time.
Yeah, well, like I said, we're gonna spend a lot of time in court. I tell you what. So the first game Thursday.
Yep, go ahead.
First game Thursday, Kansas City, and I forgot who they were playing. But the thing of it is that the teams got out in the center of the field and just stood for a moment of silence. And do you know that people actually booed them?
Wow.
I mean, again, they're not going to be able to win. It's like, see, for 3 years, people were mad because the players were kneeling during the national anthem and disrespecting our flag, so on and so forth. But for some reason, this year, the light bulb went off, and maybe some of the things these people are saying have some merit. And now it's like the league is trying to get themselves right up in there because, hey, we were wrong. They're saying we were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that's awful big for a major organization to do.
Yep.
But it's like they're now behind the players, again. Of course, nobody wants a lot of rioting and things like that. But, the thing of it is that we got to recognize, I had a couple of moments of sadness here in the last couple of weeks. I was 8 years old when Dr. Martin Luther King did his I Have a Dream speech.
Yep.
What amazes me is that 57 years later, we are still fighting the same stupid battle.
Yep.
Again, it's like I can only hope that in my lifetime, and I just don't see it because it's like I've now lived quite a bit of my lifetime, that I see the awakening and that I see the understanding that we've been trying to get for now 60 years. I hope it comes to fruition without too much bloodshed.
I got some bad news for you. I've been mostly white.
You too long. Oh, sorry.
I've been mostly white for my life, and
I was born a poor black child.
I have to tell you, I will say during this period of time that we're in, I'm finding people that I know who are very vocal about their feelings. And I think it has a lot to do, and I started thinking on an emotional level. And this is what it comes down to. And you can argue with me if you want, but I think what it comes down to is you've got all you've got all these white people, and they basically don't want to share. That's what it comes down to. They don't want to share. I got this nice house and this nice neighborhood, and I don't want anybody else near me. Anybody who's different from me.
Yep.
Get out.
That pretty much nails it.
You. And you go off in this area. This is where you need to be. Yeah. And I think that's really what it comes down to, because I just see I won't mention names, but I've been visiting people doing things, and I'll talk about it later, but to you privately. But people are they just assume that, well, I'm white, therefore, I hate everybody who isn't white. And I'm like, don't be sharing your vocals with me like that, because we're not going to be hanging out anymore after this.
That's probably because it's time that you got to thin out. You got to thin the herd, man.
Evidently.
Again, people don't care. People don't agree with me. That is their right.
Yeah,
but
disagree with me. I have no problem with you. Disagree with me all day long, but don't take a stance of like, hey, I'm white, and therefore that's the way it's got to roll. That's sick. That's something. And what I like is my children are not that way, to the point where it's like they don't even differentiate between, people of color, people who aren't of color, people like, who's Hispanic, or, they're just people. They're just people, and they have different strengths and weaknesses, and some people have problems and some people don't have problems. And I'm like, this is awesome.
Well, this is another reason why the Slade and Mayson show is so important, because it's like, from the time you made that cup up with the composite of you and I, it just makes a statement. It really does. So, again, and I have a lot of fun with this, even though sometimes we have to get serious, but it's like, we don't do it often enough. So there we go. All right, start that music. It's time for us to go.
Oh my gosh, is it that time?
I believe it.
Let me press this button then.
And don't let me forget, next week.
What happens?
We're going to talk about the U.S. Census.
Oh, is there a U.S. Census going on?
I got my little slip on the door, and it's like, and I couldn't read the number because I can't tell whether it's a Z or a 2 or what. So I entered it in when I went online, and they just keep going, well, the number that you've entered is not good valid.
Just say I'm not here.
So I tried to call, and then it's like, here's what I get. I get, your wait time may be up to 1 hour. Oh. No, it isn't.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. No,
but
the time.
Make sure that you complete your census, because it's important. Well, if it's that damn important, then it's like, let me.
Now.
Hi, I'm JD Slade.
I'm Dan Mayson.
And this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
Oh my gosh. Say goodbye, Mr. Slade.
Welcome back. Goodbye, Mr. Slade.
Goodbye, Mr. Slade. Goodbye, Mr. Mason. Goodbye, Art.
Hey, is Ted still with us?
I don't know. Bye-bye.
No, you gotta. I'm still looking to work on the webpage.
Oh, where we go work on it? Can't think of it. It's been an hour. My God. What are we talking about?
We spent 20 minutes talking about how sick I was at the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Once we started finishing on a roll, I got it. I thought I heard somebody going close the back door, so I think I have somebody else in this building in a second. I got to make sure I got my gun. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Okay, I got it. Well, didn't miss a beat.
He does it every week. It's the most amazing thing. I can't believe it.
And then can't remember what the hell we talked about. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, team, you know the drill. So if you're enjoying the Slade and Mayson show and you want to see more episodes, make sure you hit the subscribe button down yonder and hit the bell. You got to do both or something bad will happen. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye.